Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, we've seen a lot of this happening this year, haven't we? A string of energy suppliers going bust, affecting nearly 4 million customers. I mean, what can be done here? Explain what's going on, Peter.
Yeah, well, essentially what's going on is that there's been a pretty much a global rise in gas prices, and that has a knock-on impact on electricity costs as well. A number of reasons about cold weather last year in Europe, for instance, problems with pipeline debates, perhaps lack of foresight and not stockpiling. So there's a number of things there going on that's pushed the prices to record levels. We're dealing with the consequences, really.
I mean, we're hearing today, of course, you said about the temperatures. It's really rapidly dropping, isn't it? Well, it has done already, but certainly over the course of this week, it will continue to, which is going to worry a lot of people, isn't it, about their energy costs? That's
right. That is the problem. That we've got escalating costs, and not all our homes are particularly well insulated. It's difficult to heat, and particularly when we've perhaps suffered consequences of COVID and lost income and so on. It's a really difficult time. And it is really important that people do sort of manage to stay warm at home, because cold homes, basically, they kill people. And we know that typically that a cold winter can kill over 9,000 people, typically. So it's really important that we do watch out for our neighbours and be aware of the importance of keeping the heating on if we possibly can.
What's the answer here, Peter? I mean, this is just going to continue, it feels like.
I do think we're in this situation for a while now, so we do need to take some responsibility and do what we can do to sort of minimise our costs. I think the best thing to do to keep our bills down is maybe try and use a bit less. Some people that's going to be very difficult because they're already not able to put heating on at this current time. But what can we do? Things like draft proofing. If you've got drafty doors, perhaps take some measures there, get some draft tape in there, look at insulating your lofts, make sure those are done, complain to your landlord if he's not done it. In terms of finances, there's a thing called the warm home discount, where if you're on a low income or on benefits, that your energy supplier might be able to provide you with £140 credit. That's a sort of a scheme that's been running for some time.
And what's that called again, Peter?
The warm home discount.
And where do people go to find out about that?
They need to approach their own supplier to apply for that. There are terms and conditions, obviously, and some companies have that scheme up and running and others don't. It's a bit of a lottery, but if you are eligible, get your application in.
Have you seen a lot more people coming to you for advice? Because, the general advice to start off with was just stay put, stay where you are. Is that still the advice, or are people coming and saying, I want to switch, I want to find a better supplier?
Yeah, we are getting a lot more inquiries. I should just say on that point, we run the Warmer Derby and Derbyshire helpline. It's a free phone number. We also have a Facebook page, and we've just uploaded some general advice about the winter energy price crisis, frequently asked questions. So there's a document on there if anybody's on Facebook that wants to know a little bit more. But essentially the advice is just to stay put. Don't try and switch at this point, because you'll just confuse things. You'll get if you do move to another company, you may end up on an even higher price, because they'll sell you a fixed price tariff, which can be above the capped rate. So you end up worse off. If you could end up worse off. So at the moment, the advice is to stay with where you are. You may well be on the standard variable tariff, which is at the capped rate. So it's not going to go up until March. So I would sit tight. Maybe try and budget a little bit for when the prices are likely to increase in March. Do be aware that that's a possibility, or even a likelihood, really.
And from
other tips,
So from Bulb's perspective, obviously this is the latest. It's assuring its customers they don't need to do anything, their credit is protected. But what happens to their customers now?
From now, they will get moved eventually there'll be a decision as to who does take on their accounts. They're not going to get cut off, so don't worry that you're suddenly going to have no lights or heating. As you know, that's guaranteed to continue. At some point in the near future, there should be a decision as to who takes over those accounts. I think that's what's going on at the moment. At that point, if you're in credit or if you even got a debt, it will go with you to your new account. So don't think you're going to lose, your credit. You will still be entitled to that return to be carried through to your next supplier.
So I guess the thing is, wait.
Well.
Yeah. So I guess the thing is, wait until you're contacted and you'll be informed of what's happening. Just remind me again, Peter. You said it's Warmer Derby and Derbyshire. Is that what we look up for your Facebook and all your posts and stuff?
Yeah, okay. So we've got a free phone number to ring if you do want to talk to us. It's 0800 677 1332.
Yeah.
And if you want to look on our Facebook page, it's at Warm Derby Derbyshire.
Brilliant.
And if you are on Twitter, we also have a Twitter account which is at Warmer D&D with the capital D's.
Brilliant stuff. Peter, great.
Yeah.
And there's loads of good advice on there, I'm sure. Great to talk to you this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. That's Peter Burgess-Allen with the Marchers Energy Agency.